While I was in the process of running a Grandmaster Nightfall to get some footage for my new meta series, where I basically take a meme exotic and try to make a build around it and clear a GM with the build, I went ahead and decided to run Eyes of Tomorrow because I wanted to truly see if it was worthwhile pick. By the way, those videos will be linked in the bottom in the description. Shameless plug. I figured it could probably make Warmind cells because it deals solar splash damage, which it does, and I really didn't know how much damage it would deal to the champion, so I wanted to check it out. And god was it awful. An entire burst, all 5 rockets, couldn't even deal half of a champion's health and damage. This thing only has 8 ammo available to it. The mods for rockets are incredibly expensive, so say goodbye to any build potential you may have had. And you need to have 2 damage resist mods for a GM, so no reserve mods are automatically going to be removed. Take a look at this video, filled with plenty of Eyes of Tomorrow shots hitting tons of champions and dealing absolutely abysmal damage. And this is all with buff damage from Godslayer warheads. I will never understand why Bungie makes things people won't use. What is the purpose of this weapon? No, seriously, I don't understand what the argument for this weapon is. It's clearly not intended for damage. Is it designed to kill ads? Why would I use this over the machine gun that comes from the same raid as this thing, which I can buy with Spoils of Conquest, so it's infinitely easier to get than this? Is it for PvP? Hell no. Why would I use something that requires me to lock onto people and has a delayed firing mechanic in PvP when I can use Wardcliff if I'm going to use an exotic rocket launcher? This is a raid exotic rocket launcher. Why would I want to restrict my loadout so much in order to use this? It's just not worth it. In its current state, Eyes of Tomorrow should have been a legendary rocket from Deepstone Crypt. I just don't understand how the idea of a badass rocket launcher has went through probably dozens of people at Bungie, and the result is for players to never seriously use it. There are a couple routes this weapon could take. If this is supposed to be a powerhouse like it sounds or feels, then the damage needs to be significantly increased. If this is intended to kill ads, there needs to be some sort of ammo economy improvements. This weapon is trying to fit into so many roles that it ends up not fitting into any of them, and as a result, this weapon will see little to no usage in the hard modes of Destiny, or even in the basic modes of Destiny. Now add on the fact that this is the raid exotic from Deepstone Crypt. There's no guaranteed way of getting this. They should have made it available for 240 spoils from the end chest in Deepstone as a guaranteed bad luck protection and a thing for people to work towards. But it boggles my mind. I try to find the words to describe how depressing this thing is. That it could... The concept is there. The idea of this badass heavy rocket launcher. Basically a mini missile silo in your hands. And it just is so ineffective. Why would I use this? It's like Bungie acts as if we don't understand what opportunity cost is. It's an exotic, so no exotics can be used other than this. It's a heavy, so no heavies can be used other than this. It's a rocket launcher, so I don't have any ammo. Why would it not do a shit ton of damage? That is what this thing should do. A shit ton of damage. How is it this hard to design a very unique weapon into doing a ton of damage? Look at Divinity. It's almost required in most people's LFG posts for a Grandmaster. I'm not saying it is required, I'm saying like people want you to have that. That is a gun that if you want to do Grandmasters, you should go and get, because there's going to be a lot of people wanting that. And it's a great gun for that reason. Like, that's why people want it. It's absolutely absurd how bad this rocket launcher is compared to something like Divinity. And Divinity has a guaranteed route of acquisition. This thing is random. This thing should be even stronger because of that. It should be this thing that you see out in the wild and you're like, holy shit. They have Eyes of Tomorrow. That thing is going to let me one-phase this Grandmaster boss, or whatever. I mean, not particularly that. I'm just saying, like, this should be the thing that makes your eyes pop out of your head. Instead, it's like, could you please stop using that? This was the first time I was trying to do these meme loadouts for the Grandmasters, where someone actually asked me to stop using what I was using because of how bad this thing was. They were like, could you please stop using Eyes of Tomorrow and use something like Xenophage? And I agreed, and that's why I made this particular video, and that's why I'm going to change up that build that I was going with for the meme video. I just do not understand how this got by so many people at Bungie, and it turned out so pathetic. Given all the facts I've listed before: raid exotic, random drop, 8 rockets max, Like, I just don't understand it. And I was using Godslayer warheads. So, like, I actually have a build focused around this weapon, or any rocket launcher, in fact. And, like, it just does, I don't understand. It's so frustrating that it seems like the way they design things there is like, that's a cool idea, let's go with that, and they don't balance it. They're like, yeah, let's just make sure that it's cool looking, like, it's flashy, and it distracts you, and it's a good thing for a trailer. That seems like the primary design goals of certain exotics in this game, because half of them, probably 75% of them, are pretty useless. But if you like this video, a like would be appreciated. Subscribe and hit the bell notification to be notified of my future videos I make. This is the kind of stuff I do, talk about the conceptual stuff of video games, and I like doing hard things in Destiny, so GMs, for example. Thanks for watching, have a nice day.